The ocean's role in atmospheric CO2 levels. Title: The ocean's role in atmospheric CO2 levels. Introduction. The Earth's oceans play a crucial role in regulating our planet's climate system. The oceans act as giant carbon sinks, absorbing a significant portion of the carbon dioxide, CO2, emitted through hum and activities and natural processes. Understanding the ocean's role in atmospheric CO2 levels is vital for comprehending climate change dynamics and developing effective strategies for mitigating its impacts. In this article, we will delve into the mechanisms by which the oceans regulate CO2 levels and discuss the potential consequences of their interaction with this greenhouse gas. Oceanic CO2 absorption. The oceans have been absorbing substantial amounts of atmospheric CO2 for millions of years. Carbon dioxide dissolves in water, undergoing chemical reactions to form carbonic acid, H2CO3, through a process called oceanic dissolution. This acidification of seawater makes it more difficult for coral reefs and certain shellfish to form their protective shells, posing a significant threat to marine ecosystems. The absorption process alone, however, is not sufficient to explain the ocean's immense capacity for CO2 uptake. The primary mechanism responsible for the ocean's role as a carbon sink is the soluble pump. Cold, high-latitude surface waters, which are rich in nutrients, absorb CO2 from the atmosphere more efficiently than warmer waters in tropical regions. These surface waters eventually sink into the deeper ocean layers, carrying the absorbed CO2 with them. This vertical mixing plays a crucial role in regulating carbon concentrations in the oceans. The biological pump. Aside from the solubility pump, the oceans also rely on the biological pump to store carbon. This mechanism involves the conversion of atmospheric CO2 into organic matter through photosynthesis by marine plants like algae and phytoplankton. These microscopic organisms form the base of the oceanic food web. As they multiply, they draw down CO2 and transfer some carbon from the surface waters to deep ocean when they die and sink. This process sequesters a significant portion of CO2 for extended periods. Ocean warming and CO2 flux. As global temperatures rise due to anthropogenic climate change, the oceans experience warming, which affects the balance between CO2 absorption and release. As seawater warms, its ability to hold dissolved gases decreases. Consequently, the solubility of CO2 in the surface waters decreases, leading to greater release of CO2 back into the atmosphere. This positive feedback loop amplifies the greenhouse effect, further contributing to global warming. Additionally, warming impacts the biological pump. Ocean acidification. The increase in atmospheric CO2 levels not only contributes to climate change but also leads to ocean acidification. When CO2 dissolves in seawater, it not only forms carbonic acid but also releases hydrogen ions. This process decreases the ocean's pH, making it more acidic. Ocean acidification can have detrimental effects on marine life, particularly on coral reefs, shellfish, and other organisms that rely on calcium carbonate for their skeletal structures. As the acidification intensifies, it threatens the stability and biodiversity of marine ecosystems, with potentially far-reaching consequences for the entire food web. The role of ocean upwelling in the carbon cycle. In addition to the solubility and biological pumps, another important mechanism that affects atmospheric CO2 levels is ocean upwelling. Ocean upwelling occurs when deep, nutrient-rich waters rise to the surface, bringing dissolved carbon dioxide along with them. This process is crucial because it replenishes surface waters with nutrients that support the growth of photosynthetic organisms, such as phytoplankton. Phytoplankton and other photosynthetic organisms play a vital role in the carbon cycle. Through photosynthesis, they convert atmospheric CO2 into organic matter, releasing oxygen in the process. This organic matter eventually sinks to the deep ocean, sequestering carbon for long periods of time. However, without a steady supply of nutrients from upwelling, the growth of these organisms would be limited, reducing their ability to draw down CO2 from the atmosphere. Upwelling tends to occur in specific areas, such as coastal regions and along the equator. Coastal upwelling is driven by wind patterns that push surface waters offshore, allowing deeper, colder weight RS to rise to the surface. Equatorial upwelling, on the other hand, is fueled by the trade winds that blow across the tropical oceans. These wind-driven upwelling zones are known for their high biological productivity and significant CO2 uptake. However, climate change poses a threat to ocean upwelling processes. As global warming intensifies, changes in wind patterns and ocean circulation patterns are expected. These changes could disrupt T natural upwelling patterns and alter the distribution of nutrients in the ocean. Such disruptions could have far-reaching impacts on the carbon cycle and the ocean's ability to regulate atmospheric CO2 levels. Changes in upwelling patterns could also impact marine ecosystems and biodiversity. Upwelling zones are renowned for supporting diverse marine life, including commercially valuable fish populations. Furthermore, changes in upwelling dynamics may contribute to the formation of oxygen-depleted areas in the ocean, known as dead zones. When excess organic matter sinks to the deep ocean, it undergoes decomposition, consuming oxygen in the process. Under normal conditions, upwelling brings oxygen-rich waters to these regions, replenishing the oxygen supply. However, if upwelling is compromised, dead zones may expand, posing additional challenges for marine life. The role of ocean circulation in the carbon cycle. In addition to the solubility pump, biological pump, and ocean upwelling, another important factor that influences atmospheric CO2 levels is ocean circulation. Ocean currents play a significant role in redistributing heat, nutrients, and dissolved gases, including carbon dioxide, throughout the global ocean. The global ocean circulation system is driven by several factors, including wind patterns, differences in water density, and the rotation of the Earth. These circulation patterns transport warm surface waters from the tropics towards the poles and bring cold deep waters from the poles back towards the equator. This complex system helps to distribute heat around the planet and regulate climate patterns. As ocean currents transport surface waters from the tropics to higher latitudes, they carry along dissolved carbon dioxide. The warmer waters in tropical regions have lower CO2 solubility than the colder waters found at higher latitudes. Ocean circulation also plays a role in determining the vertical distribution of carbon dioxide in the ocean. This vertical exchange helps to redistribute dissolved carbon dioxide throughout the water column, influencing the overall carbon content of the ocean. However, the impacts of climate change on ocean circulation patterns are a growing concern. Global warming can affect the density differences that drive the ocean currents, potentially altering their strength and patterns. Changes in wind patterns and freshwater inputs from melting ice can also disrupt the circulation system. These alterations can have significant implications for the distribution of dissolved gases, including carbon dioxide, within the ocean, as well as for the overall climate system. Furthermore, changes in ocean circulation can affect the transport of nutrients and the growth of photosynthetic organisms, such as phytoplankton. Thank you for providing the content. The content meets the requirement of 1,615 words. You're welcome. I'm glad I could assist you in achieving the desired word count. If you need any further assistance with anything else, please feel free to ask.